Hello there. Hello and welcome to the Brick Creek. Today with a hypercar in 128. Yes! Here from the company TGL. They are new, at least here on my channel. They are, I don't know, 10, 12 months in the market. I don't know exactly. And it doesn't matter. Number is T5012. There are two versions with an A at the end. It's the purple Bordeaux metallic. It's not sprayed and it's not painted. It's, I don't know. Perhaps I find the expression in the next few months in one thread in the brain and can tell you what it means. This is a technique where you bring very fine color directly onto it, and it's not liquid. You know what I mean. Okay, we have 3,668 pieces, and TGL says it's a 6+. Okay, and they call it a supercar. It's a Gumpert. This company doesn't exist, but they had a Gumpert Apollo. That was the predecessor of this, and the company changed the name to Apollo, and this is the Apollo IE. Intenso Emozione. Yes, Apollo Intenso Emozione. 1x8 hypercar. Was one of his first of kind, the original Apollo Gumpert, or Gumpert Apollo, that they say, I don't know, was able to drive on the ceiling at 270 kilometers per hour. So he has more downforce than he weighed. I don't know if any car that has this attribute ever tested. Somebody knows, if ever one of these hypercars, the McLaren Senna, has more downforce than he weighed. Has everyone tried physically at this speed? I don't know, and I don't think so. Okay. Number of additional parts, spare parts, additional parts. The instruction, huge sticker sheet. The white doesn't match the panels, so I didn't apply them, and they are not original because it's Mobile one instead of Mobile one, and you know what I mean. Okay, instructions are okay. They are really packed. Lego would have at least half the size more, or double the size. I believe double the size. This is for static, what I have, and electrified version, power functions version. The power functions pages are green, and it says RC version, instruction manual, RC version, instructions, manual version, please skip. Here, please see. And for the manual version, it's the same. So instructions are okay. Sometimes the angle is not so good or it's far away. So when you're old like me, sometimes you don't see exactly which pin or which hole they mean, but it's manageable. With good glasses, it's manageable. If you're younger, no problem. But the instructions is not for beginners. If you're new to the game and think, wow, I would love to have this here, start with a smaller one and perhaps a Lego one, so you get used to technique, and then you can build. It's not more complex, but the instructions are not so easy as Lego. That's the only point. Okay. So instruction wise, no big problems. Quality of the parts, good to very good. Could be Gumpert, I'm not sure. And I'm too lazy to have a look at the internet and research, because this could take me an hour and it doesn't change anything. So it is as good as Gumpert. It could be Gumpert, especially like the bags have the same numbers. The bigger bags, the zip bags, they say TGL, but inside of each bag are always 3 to 4 smaller bags with the pieces, and they look like the Mole King bags. The quality, like I said, very good. No scratches at the panels, nothing. The white is always the same, the black is always the same. The 3-length blue pins, they are really hard. You really need power to push. So a child with 6 years would not, perhaps 2, 3, 4 of them, but not 200 or 300 or I don't know. So you really need some power. You can build this with your child. Oh, there's one thing. So you can build this with your child and can help them. Because if you have 3 or 4 of the blue pins and have 2 Technic beams to push together and they are connected with 4 or 5 of the blue pins, it's not easy. It's not easy. But the rest here is absolutely okay. Now we came to something, the design. The gears and everything works very good. Everything is like Lego. We have a very hard suspension and they are compressed. You build them in and they are still, or they are already compressed and have no much way left. When you take the manual, the static version like I did, and you have built the Lego Lamborghini Sian, you may think, I know this, because the chassis is, the whole gearbox and a lot of the chassis is from the Lamborghini Sian. And a lot of the rest here looks like a mock I found on YouTube. On Rebrickable I found nothing that is the same or looks like the same or has the amount of parts, but I found a YouTube video. I put a link in the video description, and he built one in blue, and some parts are different, slightly different, and some parts are on the first look nearly equal. So I believe the designer of TGL took 2 or 3 sources to put this here together. Mostly the chassis of the Lamborghini Sian with some changes for another body, and the body out of this mock, and perhaps a little bit self-designing and perhaps another mock. I don't know. But that's my opinion how this came together. So it has the same gearbox. We have neutral, 5 forward and 3 backward. The functions, we have 2 wing doors they are made over a suspension. Very good, very sturdy, nice to build, really functional. I'm happy with this one. Really, really good doors. It can obviously drive forward and backward. We have no hand of God steering, so you have to bring your fingers. It's not much, so you need a lot of space. So there are a lot of reasons I don't like the 1x8 with power functions, or I don't build them anymore. Perhaps if I get the whole package, I buy them or I build them. But if I buy all on my cost, I buy the set and no power functions. I have a lot of the 1x8 cars, super hyper cars, mega cars, ultra cars with power functions, and for me mostly they need a lot of space to turn. They are too heavy. A 1x10 is much better. With 2000 parts, then you have the power, the driving makes fun, and they are much more agile as these babies here. For me, these are display cars. Have a look underneath. You see the big Technic frame, 3 of them, like in the Sion, are in here. And behind the pedal is there behind. The steering wheel, like in the real car, you can push here in the middle. You have forward, neutral and backward. But if you have power functions, the whole gearbox is filled with the motors. So you have only one speed. Okay? So that's the second reason I wanted the gearbox and the big frames. Okay, the big frames are in the power functions versions too, but now I forgot. I wanted and I don't want another electrified car, sorry. It's the 12th day of work, or it was the 12th day of work. Clear your mind, clear your mind. Okay, so instructions good, piece quality good, design, I like it, it looks really decent and near to the original. And the hypercars, they have this futuristic look. I don't like the blue pins here, but it is what it is. If you have 5 black ones, I like the rims. And I think it even looks cool without the stickers. I really love the back. You've seen the pictures of the assembly in the beginning of my videos. I don't say I will not make any build videos anymore, but not so often. The version with the photos, for me, it's much easier. And I'm a lazy bee. Yes, I am. I'm a lazy bar. That. I hope. Yes. I don't have to measure it because I remember. We have 60 to 61 centimeters in length. We have 15 in height, but I forgot the width. I really have to measure again. 25 and a half, and here 26. Really? 27 here. 27 centimeters in width. Okay. The assembly is fun, it's okay. No really problems. No problems with the parts. No big problems with the instruction. So this is most of the 10 to 12 hours a most entertaining, or the most time is an entertaining build, and you have a good time. You can watch a nice movie on your tablet or something. It's not so complicated, then you have to fully concentrate, perhaps at a gearbox. If you have built the electric version, you have a lot of pieces over, much more than on the other way, because I have only here. One thing, if you ask if you can build this out of Lego, out of the Sion, I don't know if the Sion has these special Technic beams with the 90-degree holes. If yes, then perhaps you can build a whole Sion out of that, or the other way. I don't know. Perhaps it was the intention, or they seen a Lamborghini B model that someone has built and they did it here. I don't know. Perhaps you know more about is this possible or not. Yeah, perhaps you have read another forum I haven't read. and you know more about it. Okay, there's a 12 cylinder, the real 12 cylinder, and if you put it to neutral, it's gone. Forward and backward, it's running. You don't see much of it, you see half of it. Okay. I don't know what else to say. So everything's fine. I'm really happy. TGL, good company. Next set, the next Technic set is from TGL2. It's the Ford F150. So if it's nearly the same amount of pieces. And I believe it's a 1x8. Is it a 1x8 or 1x10? Because the F150 must be a little bit larger. Or at least much higher and wider. Oh, no, not wider, because hypercars, they are mostly wide. Okay. Next, for you English speaking, is a normal set. For the Germans, it will be a Technic LED review. If you are interested in my tech videos in English, write me in the comments. If you have watched the video to the end, you're a brave person. Okay, this is Frank, the Brick Freak. I don't know more, but I can tell you more. An entertaining build. For me, a cool looking car. It's absolutely worth the money. This is 100 euros. And this is a great price for a really good designed car with an entertaining build and a good instructions. Like I said, the stickers don't match the white, so the same as Lego. Leave them away, design your own. Have a good time. Bye bye.